What? What?
the dumbest thing. I don't know. All right. Anyway, podcast. Frankie C's in the house. What up, big dog?
What is happening?
Little of this, little of that. Queen is the Queen funeral. That's a whopper. We're in day, I don't even know, out of 10 of mourning the Queen. We'll talk about the latest. Lots happening there. That Meghan Markle, they're trying to make her a story. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge. I'll let you be the judge.
All right.
Oh, really? Oh, Cuddles just got a breaking story. Talk about it. Ray J breaks his silence on the sex tape with Kim Kardashian. Is SNL coming to an end as they announce the beginning of their latest season?
Really?
Lots of speculation. There's a snake that got stuck in a woman's ear, and we have the video where they pull it out. It's disgusting.
We could show the video?
I got a link to the video. Can't really show the video per se. We got a shakeup on Long Island radio where Frank and I made our bones. There's a new iOS that might stop drunk texting. New York Times employees are taking a stand, and we got another Elvis movie. And
just to go back a second, you know that iOS thing?
Yes.
Show you how old I am. When I read the rundown, I read it as new iOS. I was like, what the hell is an iOS?
How fucking old are you?
I don't know. I lost count. Whoa. What the hell was that?
I don't know what happened there, but J Sabs is with us now. Look at this.
That was weird.
This only means one thing.
We interrupt this intro to bring you J Sabs.
Right.
Let's do the intro again. Early. I feel bad. Let's not just... There we go. Now we're whole again.
Hey.
Much better.
Queen Elizabeth still dead. Latest update.
Are we sure?
Thanks for the update. Don't
you always feel like you're going to be like, oh, they found out they were alive? That used to happen a lot more than it does now.
Yeah, no. You know, when I a couple of episodes ago, I talked about that ghost tour I took in Philadelphia. I asked the woman who was leading the tour, brought up the bell thing. You know, people used to run the bell down to the casket, and
right.
And I said that I asked the question: did that ever work? Did anybody ever get saved because of the bell? And she said she's not aware of anybody ever being dug up because they heard a bell in the graveyard. I think it just made people feel better. So if you know of a story, if anybody knows of a story where that bell thing worked and someone was buried alive and they got saved by the bell, which is what that comes from, I think.
I'm gonna try it out with my roommate. How about that? And I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Nice. So far, only Zach Morris has been saved by the bell. Is that what you're saying?
Well, when you wake up in the morning,
dad jokes,
and the alarm gives out a warning.
All right,
I'm done.
So here's the latest with what's going on with the Queen. Lots happening there. Supposedly, according to reports, Prince William and Harry, they reunited to take a walk together. I'm sure people have seen the photographs.
Reunited, and it feels so good.
Yes. People close to the situation are saying that a elongated period of negotiations, extended negotiations, had to take place in order for that to come to fruition. That in order for them to walk together in front of everybody, they had
who and who? Harry and
William. They had to meet and negotiate. What they were negotiating, I don't know. But supposedly their appearance was delayed 45 minutes because they were wrapping up those negotiations.
That's weird. Why would they? What's to negotiate? Are we seeing each other or not?
Remember, he did the interview with Oprah, and he's like, somebody in my family is a big fat racist, and they did not like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he stopped short of saying who it was, but he was bold enough to say that there was somebody out there that was racist towards Meghan Markle, who we learned was black. Did not know that going into that Oprah interview.
You did not know that?
No idea.
Really?
I don't see color.
Take that, J Sabs.
Mhm.
Well, I have no reply.
Yeah. See, you're racist. You only see the world through
Right.
race. I, on the other hand, see people for who they are, J Sabs.
Oh, here we go.
Um,
Frank is clear at the moment,
well, he's dealing with some tech issues. We don't have to bring up every time he leaves.
but
Oh, yeah.
it's my thing now.
Yes. Yeah. He goes, you got you're in the firing line. Somebody's got to take it. All right, so I thought that was pretty significant. Plus, he's also crafting a tell-all book. I wonder if part of this whole thing was like, hey, why don't you knock that shit off?
Or it was, hey, sign this release form so I could put your name in the tell-all book.
Harry is?
Harry is, yeah. Good point, Frank. It could be the other way.
You know, a lot of women find him sexy AF.
Harry?
He, to me, is not good looking at all.
Well,
plus, he's a ginger, so I don't trust him.
Yeah, he is what's going on with Frank here? Hold on a second. Well, we lost you there, big dog. You flip that bad boy around.
Not working, he said. I know how to read lips now.
Is it the ginger thing because you don't like redheads?
No, I don't trust gingers. I don't. In fact, hold on.
Janine's like the code that Janine lives by, Frank.
Janine has a code?
It's an interesting one. Yeah. Like I feel like she lives by a set of rules and lets us know what they are a little at a time.
Right.
I think she makes them up as she goes.
I disagree. I think
that's what
there is a lot.
That's why we only get a little bit at a time because she's making them up.
No, I think she's got them carved in stone. I think she made her husband do them. I think she's just revealing it slowly.
All right, what is this code? What did I miss?
Tonight's is I don't trust gingers.
You probably can't read that.
What?
My friend sent me a picture of some guy that he's seeing, right? And he wrote, "Is he hot?" And I said, "I'm screaming. He's a fucking ginger. You trust him?" 4 question marks.
Why are you advertising your own racism?
And he writes, LMAOO, I hate you. And I wrote red pubes. And he said, I don't know yet.
I wrote red pubes. I don't know if that's racism, actually. That's more...
Well, red pubes, I guess, is fine, but...
Yeah, I don't...
It's red pubesism. That's what it is.
There's something
You're racist against redheads.
I am.
That's not good.
I get it. Listen, it's the way I feel about vegetarians. I can't trust anybody that doesn't consume meat.
So then he goes to tell me that it's his ex-boyfriend's ex-boyfriend. So I said, see? He's shady.
Ex-boyfriend's ex-boyfriend.
Right.
How is that shady?
All right, Glenn B is calling your taste of men into question. No offense, J Sabs, but you think Fauci is hot.
Nope, he wrote Frauchi.
That's true. That is true. Your
get it.
Your spectrum's all over the place.
Like the homeless guy around the block. We haven't met yet. Maybe he's a nice, good-looking person. Get a picture next time.
Okay, here's Andrea. I'm a gingerist too.
What is going on here? Why do people not like
if
the gingers?
Both of you, have you both never heard of this? If
gingerism?
You Google,
no.
If you start to Google gingers it'll autofill, can't be trusted. Watch me.
What is that about? Why can't this is unbelievable. This is like the first time I'm hearing this.
In the chat, please tell me I'm not the only one who.
What is this racism against gingers for? Why is this coming up?
You know the scene in Wolf of Wall Street where they're talking about the little people and they're saying, "Well, you can't look in their eyes." I feel like I'm in that conversation right now.
I feel about that too.
Can't trust the gingers.
No,
can't look at them.
What? I don't. Look, where's this coming from? Why? What is your past? Let's do a little psychiatry here.
A ginger
Tell us
clearly
your past. Yeah, what happened in your past, J Sabs, that makes you so distrustful of gingers?
Well, they can't be out in the sun. We know that.
Right.
That
Man,
may be part
I
of
do
it.
have a story about a ginger girl that used to sit next to me, but I mean, like, I don't think that was it. What she used to
was she
do
nice?
was,
Did you like her? She was a good person.
she know what she was? Ugh.
Here we
She
go.
was a booger picker and eater.
Ooh, most
To each
gingers
their
are.
own.
Most gingers are,
Doesn't
though.
mean you can't trust them.
Well, I like this from EVH. Jay Sabs is an anti-dentite. How do you
Next
feel
thing you
about
know,
dentists?
you'll be saying they should have their own schools.
They do have
We
their
should.
own schools.
Right. So
Here we go.
Love
Mercury loves gingers. See, we're all together.
There's nothing wrong with gingers. Look at the movie. Look at the movie Brave. What?
Which one? I'm a huge ginger fiend. All the ones I've been with have been well hung and eat out loud. Eat out loud. Me, a starving animal.
What?
What?
Eat out loud me. I don't know.
I think that she means they go downtown well, and in that case, I might have to change my mind about ginger.
Yeah, I think you're misjudging.
See, look at this. Look at this. You know what?
Oh,
My best friend.
there she
from
goes.
six-
She
six
corrected.
little- What'd
Eat
she
out like
say?
a starving animal.
Eat out like a starving animal. There you go. She was so flustered thinking about her experiences with redheads, couldn't type properly.
I mean, I
Right.
don't blame her. Now I'm all excited.
Yeah.
Look at this. My best
Lisa
friend
G,
from
you-
6 to 11.
Read it out to the audience, Janine. Don't keep it to yourself.
Yeah, we don't know what you're talking about until you read it.
Sorry,
She started reading it.
I was
so I'm
reading
like,
out loud there. to
I'll put
myself.
it on
See?
so she can read it. And nobody needs to hear me all the time. And then
Go
she's
ahead.
like,
Go ahead.
my best friend, Lisa G, my best friend from 6th to 11th grade. I had to drop because I found out she was bullying our other good friend. She was a ginger. Talked too much shit about everyone.
See?
Sounds compelling.
You guys, you guys
I
You
are
know what they
messed
say
up.
about gingers, Frank? Talk shit about everyone. Eat women out like a starving animal.
That's what some people say. Sure.
See, you learn something new every single day. I might have to change my mind. But
There are
I didn't
tons
finish
of.
my story about the ginger.
Finish, please.
Which one? The booger eater? Okay, I thought we were done with that one.
Go ahead, finish.
Oh.
Go ahead.
So not only did she used to, what she would do, this is pretty disgusting. And I'm not talking about first grade. We were in sixth grade. Well, she would eat her boogers. She would pick her boogers, put it on a tissue, and then go back and take the boogers off the tissue and eat it in sixth
Wow.
grade.
A little
That's
snack for later.
dedication and also being disgusting. She also,
That's a move. You got to warn people before you start talking like
I'm
that.
sorry. She
Yeah,
also,
people are
which I
people are
find
having dinner watching this.
disgusting. You're going to think I'm crazy because I think it's kind of more disgusting. Maybe. She used to eat crayons. Now, how I would know is that because she would have all different colors all over her teeth in the morning when we used to be, brace yourself. I used to be a library monitor with her.
That's now I know the story is not for real.
This
No,
is
this is
ridiculous.
true.
This
This is
story
true.
is getting more and more ridiculous as it
This
goes
is
on.
true. Swear to God. And one day I was like, "Oh, you have something to eat," and she's like, "What? No, it's okay. It's okay."
How
Lisa
old
G,
were you guys?
sixth
When she was
grade.
Eating
This is
crayons
not
in
first
sixth
grade.
grade.
This is sixth grade. Meticulously
Hey.
picking out her boogers and picking out which one she wants to eat.
Some
Plus crayons.
some people have a thing where they eat, weird stuff. It doesn't make them bad people.
Yes, it does.
Oh.
Also, and this is the last part of the story. This is why
Mhm.
you truly cannot trust her.
Okay.
Oh, God.
It all seems to be pointed towards one person. Go ahead.
She used to get 99, 100 on each test.
Mm.
Oh, so she was smarter than you.
Nope. Come to find out years later, her mom used to go to like the teacher stores and get the quizzes and make her study them. So she would
She would
I know.
study?
no. She would study the answers. She would study the
What
she
are you
would cheat.
talking-
She would cheat.
How is that? First of all, when you get a test like from a teacher, their tests aren't. And where are her
Oh
where are
yes.
they getting these tests? What are you talking about?
She's saying like she bought the book that the
she
teachers
bought
would
the
get the
book.
tests from, so she knew what the tests were going to be on.
Yep. And
All right, so she found the loophole.
Here's my favorite part about this. At the beginning, Janine was like, this has nothing to do with her. I don't like gingers in general. And then everything has been all about this one girl.
This one person.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's
you just don't like this one girl. What's the,
Yeah.
And now all gingers, they're all terrible.
And if she got lower than a 99 or 100, she would cry hysterically and be like, my mom's going to kill me. Now, well, years after when I found out, it made sense.
Well, maybe we should talk to the mom. What's the mom's deal?
Right, look what Robin wrote.
Sounds like the mom's a real problem.
Oh, she wrote the answers on the boogers and anything.
That's
Okay.
It's clever. It's clever.
Robin is now in charge. He's head of investigations for the show. That was a really solid. That was a solid theory put together.
Thinking outside the box there.
Very quickly too.
Outside the Crayola box.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
I think the problem lies with the mother. Did you ever meet her mother?
Oh yes.
Also a redhead.
Was she a redhead?
Yes, and her brother was a redhead, and his name was, brace yourselves,
Gingy.
Harry.
Ooh. Sandy, I'm a redhead, and I've never heard anyone say that we can't be trusted. Well, Sandy, welcome. You just found out everybody's been talking behind your back all these years.
I don't think I trust that statement. No, no, Sandy, I trust you. I don't know why.
No, he doesn't. You don't know Sandy. She could be the worst person ever.
I don't know why these two have such a weird hang up about redheads. I don't get it. My experience, I have nothing but nice things. I don't know many.
All right, answer this question.
No.
Answer this question.
What?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Have you ever had a Nazi treat you poorly?
What?
Answer the question.
I don't think I've ever met a Nazi. That I know
they're not shitty people.
That I'm aware of.
That doesn't mean that they're not shitty people.
Well, the fact that they are a Nazi makes them a shitty person. But the fact that they're a redhead does not make them a shitty person. I didn't say the mother can never be trusted, Susan. I said this one particular girl's mother was helping her cheat and yell and making her, if she gets less than a 99, she would yell at her. That's the mother that I wanted to talk to because she might have an issue here.
Listen to here, Terry Marie. My mother-in-law is a ginger, sister-in-law, lying bitch. Oh, sister-in-law.
I'm sorry, it's biatch. Thank you.
That's great. Wow. I also think this is interesting. Terry says, I'm behind. What do you do when you're behind? Do you speed up or do you stay behind so you don't miss anything? What's the protocol there?
You're not going to just speed up. You're not going to miss it.
I speed up too. Yeah, I would speed
up.
I
stay behind because I can't miss anything.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, back
Redheads
to...
are good people. J. Sabs had a particular...
will you stop? Let her say that redheads are shitty people. Who cares?
No, that's just flat out racism.
Who's going to bother the redheads?
Racism. It's not racism.
You're racist against redheads. You're an anti-redite.
Ooh.
No, I like gingerist better.
Gingerist.
Okay. Here's what's messed up. Hold on. EVH. Frankie, redheads. What if Trump was a redhead? Excellent question. He kind of has a little ginger to him.
I thought.
He's got that blonde thing going, but that doesn't mean I hate all blonde people.
It's a little blonde, but it's also a little, Frank. There's some little reddy streaks in there, I feel like, or maybe brownish, but it always looked a little reddish to me. In Trump's hair, but that has nothing to do with Frank's hatred for Trump. That's for sure.
Or me.
Or you. Okay, here's what's weird.
Why would you say that?
Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson are going to adopt the Queen's beloved corgis. The Queen had a bunch of dogs.
Oh
no!
So now Prince Andrew, the pedophilist, he gets to take care of the dog. Here's the thing, though: corgis great with kids, especially underage girls. So I think it's going to work out.
Well, it's not good. Not good.
I think it's a happy home they'll all be going to, except
not
for
great.
except for the
How many
kids.
corgis did she have?
Excellent question, Frank. I like how you always find a way to pick out the answers I don't know. 2.
And what were their names?
Muick and Fergus.
How old? Muick and Fergus.
I think that was a morning show on Long
Fergus.
Island. They were good.
Muick and Fergus in the morning.
What?
What?
Muick and Fergus. Sounds like Buick. Should have named it Buick.
Buick and Fergus.
Did I ever tell you about the kids were driving us crazy one day? We just like put something. Sometimes you got to fight through with the kids. You got to ignore them for 4.5 seconds. Just get something on, and they'll get distracted and they'll just start staring at it. There's this cartoon movie on, what was it, on Amazon? It was like the Queen's corgis or something. It was about the Queen's dog. I'm like, oh, let's put this on. This will be fun. Next thing I know, so the Queen's there and it's the royal palace and they're doing the whole thing. Then all of a sudden Trump lands for a visit. He's got his dogs. The American Trump dog and the Queen's dog get mixed up in a thing and somebody gets in trouble. I forget what it was. It was
Trump doesn't have any dogs, by the way.
By the way, Trump was 500 pounds right? Trump was Louis Anderson size in this cartoon. Like, I don't know who.
Oh, it was a cartoon. Oh,
yeah, it was a cartoon. It was not flattering for Trump, but there was some like pro-Trump things in there. It was very strange.
Where did these dogs come from? Trump never has
know.
Dogs, doesn't.
And then
have
I
any
think
dogs.
the newest, because it was the Queen got the new dog, and the new dog was like the favorite, and everybody hated it. And then the new dog did something to Trump's dog, and then Trump got offended and left, which I was like, this would never happen. It was quite the cartoon. I don't know if anybody's seen it. Please let me know. I don't know what the hell it's called, but it was crazy. Anyway, clearly based on the fact that she does have dogs, and now they're going to be with a pedophile. So,
hope he doesn't have a lot of peanut butter at his house.
Oh, the movie was called The Queen's Corgi. Yeah, there you go.
The Queen's Orgy. Okay.
There was a moment where a spectator heckled Prince Andrew today. So the Queen,
I saw that.
Queen's coffin rode through Edinburgh. Some dude heckled Prince Andrew. What do you call? I call him a sick old man.
Yep, it was silent. The whole crowd was silent as the casket went through, and everybody was walking behind it. And this guy just yells it out. Pretty great, actually.
Supposedly, the guy is a war veteran. And there's no footage of this, but supposedly they took his ass to the ground. They tackled his ass. They
tackled him?
That's what the Spectator people are saying. The Daily Mail was reporting this, and they have a little thing in there that it's like, if you know what happened to this guy, please email us.
Wow.
So they're still looking for some answers. Oh, actually, you know what? There is I'll put this in the live chat. They attached, it must have just gone in there. They attached the video of them taking this motherfucker to the ground.
Ooh,
for speaking the truth.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, it was. The video is up there. There's just dead silence, and then this guy just yells it out.
The other big controversial thing too was, all right. So 2 things with Meghan Markle. One was total bullshit. She had a thing of flowers in her hand. One of the handlers for the royal family came over. Was like, aides, sorry. Like, do you want us to take? We're lucky I didn't call them managers, like in wrestling. They're like, you want us to take the flowers from you? She said no, and then she turned to talk to the people, and she still had the flowers in her hand, and they acted like she had an awkward moment where she didn't know what to do with the flowers.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I watched the video and I didn't see anything.
That sounds like they needed a something to say there. And what is this? Sounds like something made up.
Oh, how she spoke. No, I didn't think she. So Cuddle said, did I see how she spoke to the guy? I thought she was fine. She was kind of like, no, I got it. But she's saying it's a safety measure just in case there's anything in the flowers. So
they didn't take it.
Who didn't take it?
Why would it be a safety measure if they didn't take the flowers from her?
No, that's why they wanted to take the flowers from her. Because what if there's something in the flowers?
That's what I'm saying. They didn't take it.
Yeah, why didn't they take it then if it's such a safety measure?
It's like they would have insisted if it was a safety thing.
Oh, because she got nasty. That's what Cuddles is saying.
Didn't see the footage, so I don't know.
I will say that the real thing was Megan went over to go shake some people's hands, and they put their hands in on like the metal thing, and they're like, "No, thanks." And so she had
it's
her like hand
awkward.
out, and they were like,
Did she get any shakes?
"Yeah, yeah."
All right.
But you could tell like these two girls and some other people were kind of like, "I'm not down for your shit."
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Hold on, this just in. I stay behind so I don't miss anything. Pet wellness coach, far behind.
That's all right. The pet wellness coach, making sure we're covering everything. Appreciate it.
People don't like that Meghan Markle. There are people that are in that royal family camp that are just like, fuck those two. Him too, I think.
Who's him?
Yeah, Harry. They don't like that they left.
Well, what are you gonna do? That's what it is. That's their choice.
There's people that in the UK they just love the royal family and they don't want anybody going against them.
Well, I feel like almost every generation. Well, I don't know about every generation, but the last generation, the Queen's. Let's see, who was it? It was the Queen's uncle. Was like next in line for the throne. He was the king for like 10 minutes, and then handed it over to his brother, the king, Queen Elizabeth's dad. So, and then he left, married an American woman. It's like, and then 2 generations later, the same thing's going on.
Okay, somebody told me this today. I don't know if it's true. They're just fucking with me because they know I won't research it before I say it on the podcast.
Oh boy.
Somebody told me that the uncle,
Queen's uncle,
the Queen's uncle, was supposed to be king, gave it up for the woman in America, that she was a prostitute.
That I don't know.
Yeah, when they said it to me, I go, I think that's the plot to Pretty Woman.
Right.
But
Big mistake.
I was
huge.
I was assured that this woman was a prostitute of some sort, which still doesn't sit right with me.
I don't think that's correct.
Cuddles is on it. She's looking it up right now. We got the investigative team on it.
Yeah, I don't think that's correct at all.
Yeah, so the Queen was never supposed to be the Queen at all.
That was it. Christine Colson in the chat. She was a divorcee. That's right. She was divorced, and that was the big scandal. And she was American, and they didn't want, they obviously didn't want to make her queen. And and the uncle was like, "I'm out. You could have the throne."
And then the father died. Father died fairly quickly.
No, it wasn't quick. I think he was. Well, I mean, he was king for
not like 5 minutes,
a bunch of years.
Yeah, for a few years. But she took over when she was 24, 26. It wasn't supposed to be her time just yet.
Yeah. What?
Oh, you got to come over here if you're going to read a whole long thing. Hold on. We got to fact check. Cuddles fact
Nothing.
check.
I was falling asleep.
No, go.
Okay. So King Edward abdicated in 1936.
Wait, did you say N-word?
Abdicated. King Edward.
Oh, Edward.
King N-word. That's
King.
like,
I don't know.
How am I married to you?
Megan said there's racism.
God help you.
King
Cuddles.
Edward abdicated in 1936 so he could marry American divorcee Wallis Simpson. There was a ruling not too long ago so that King Charles could actually be king because he wasn't allowed to marry someone who was divorced. So that's why, I think this is why he couldn't be the King Edward, but Charles can. I don't think so. That would be really mean.
Okay. She was not a prostitute. That's.
But you're right about the divorce thing. She was divorced.
Yeah,
and that's true.
I don't know who told you she was a prostitute.
I don't know. Somebody, same person who told me it was King N-word. So, I don't know. Cuddles was looking into the prostitute thing.
Yeah, she wasn't a prostitute. They would. I feel like we watched. What was it? We were talking about it at the last show.
Crown.
The Crown, and yeah, there was nothing about that.
Okay. Joe Biden is going to.
Biden?
Yeah.
Are you drinking?
No, the guy from TikTok. No, the guy from TikTok.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, what you think about Joe Biden?
Yeah, that one.
Joe Biden, you got to stay with it, okay? You guys
what the
are
hell
on
you're talking
Lifetime, and you're listening
What
to
the hell
old
is
radio
Joe Biden? I
stories.
still don't know what that is.
Be with the kids on TikTok.
Come on.
Joe Biden is allowed to take the Beast to the funeral. That's the limousine that they got. Whereas some other leaders are going to have to take a bus together.
A bus.
Yeah. So President Biden, Macron of France, Herzog of Israel, Emperor Naruhito of Japan, they all can take their own transportation, but there's going to be a lot of leaders because of the amount of people that are coming that they're not going to be able to take their own security and transportation. They're going to put them on a bus together to go to the funeral.
You picture them like ringing the bell. Like that was our stop. Come on,
Yeah.
buddy, pay attention.
Yeah, they're definitely
Well,
going
I
into
get
the
behind the wheel.
cafeteria.
No, I'm driving the bus. That's what I'm saying.
They're definitely getting the cafeteria seats with the live stream. That's for sure.
Oh,
His funeral is a week from today, so we'll recap it next Monday. On next Monday's episode, we'll have all the interesting little tidbits from the funeral, so stick around for that. Last time, anywhere in the world, they've had such a gathering. Frank had it right. It was Winston Churchill's funeral in 1965.
I said that?
he did not.
I don't think I said that. I'd love to take credit for it, but no, I didn't.
Didn't you? No, but you were saying, because you were talking about the crown and everything, you were saying how she met with Churchill.
Yeah.
And I think you said that was probably the last time there was a huge gathering when he died. I thought you said that.
I don't think I said that, but
All right,
I'll take
then you're an
credit for
idiot.
it. Okay.
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, no, I totally said that.
Anyway, that was the last time. Over 100 kings, queens, and heads of state gathered in the UK.
Nice.
Yep.
And they handled it then with very little security, I'm sure. Well, whatever they had.
Hmm.
Then. This I can't even imagine.
Who knows?
When
what's
is this
gonna
all
happen.
going down? Monday?
Funeral is Monday. There's 10 days of mourning. Oh, so they were driving her through Edinburgh today, and there was a sticker on the side. There was she was in a hearse where there was clear glass on either side so they can see the casket, and the funeral home had like a sticker on the side, and they got blasted for that. People are like, how could you put a fucking ad on the Queen's coffin?
Why would they hire a funeral home? I feel like that's just like Joe's funeral home. What
Basically,
What are
Joe
they-
Smith.
what the hell is that? You
Yeah.
just get we'll just have it'll be a nice small ceremony. It's like, no, this is the Queen. You think they'd have their own people handle all of that? No?
No.
That seems
well,
weird.
I mean, you need a funeral. She's been in charge for 70-something years.
I'm just
William
saying.
Purves is his name, by the way. William Purves.
Purves?
Herbs.
All right.
Can't make that shit up.
Yeah, and insert your own joke here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said.
Ray J breaks his silence on the Kim Kardashian tapes.
It's only been like 15 years.
Yeah, I
years?
think he's talked about this a little bit, but then he lost his shit over the weekend. And was none too happy.
What's his beef? What's wrong?
So Saturday, Kris Jenner was on what show was she on? James Corden. So this
Mhm.
could have been Saturday, maybe Friday night. She was on James Corden, and they hooked her up to a lie detector test.
Okay.
And she took a lie detector test, and it basically they asked her about, like, he asked her about the sex tape and everything, and she said she had nothing to do with it, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. And that clip started to go around, and that's it. Ray J lost his shit.
Was it proven that she was telling the truth or lying?
So the polygraph said that she was telling the truth, but what Ray J is saying is that it's total bullshit that she didn't sell the tape. And he went on a 44-minute rant on Instagram
Damn.
on Saturday, and he was basically saying, I have the proof, blah, blah, blah. All right, so if I'll fast forward you through all this shit, but he fucking burned her. And he
I don't
was
understand.
like,
So if she didn't release who released the tape then? I thought that was common knowledge that she was in charge
Yeah,
of that.
it's her.
No, it's never been proven. But he, for the first time, he was like, I can prove to you that it was her because I have the contract. And he put a picture out of the contract.
Ooh, hello.
So now he says that they each had a contract. Ray J had a contract and Kim had a contract. He doesn't have hers. He has his. But on his, there's an addendum where somebody like writes in hand, like hand writes in like an edit thing. And he put a picture out of another note from Kim Kardashian to show that it was her handwriting. So her handwriting is on his contract, adding like an addendum. And then he filled everybody in a little bit more on what happened, which was they had the sex tape. Then the idea was to put it out. Then they thought, well, let's really like do this the right way. So they filmed another one that never got released because everybody agreed that it wasn't as natural or realistic as the original one.
Can you imagine the mother watching the second one or the both of them and going, no, I like the first one better? It's like, oh.
I mean, she is.
That is disgusting.
She definitely is a ginger. Let's just put that out there right now.
It's messed up.
Secret ginger.
I don't like her. I never liked her.
She's just all business.
That's all she cares about is money.
Money. It's
Even
unbelievable.
With her kids, she doesn't care.
Just exploiting her daughter like that, just putting her sex tape out. I can't even. That's just messed up.
I mean, imagine your mother, Anthony, saying that you have to put out a sex tape to further your career. I mean, my mom has said that to me, but mom.
But then watching it and going, no, let's do another one. Let's just try. Let's try to do it again. No, that one's not as natural. I like the first one better. That's just,
right.
My mom had the dignity to tell me, you should not put out this sex tape. It is not good.
Last thing anybody wants to see.
Yeah. She's also like, I hate to tell you, but the girl is faking. So just keep that in mind.
That's an honest mother. That's an honest mom right there.
It's very hurtful.
Yeah, tells you like it is.
You know, my mother, my mother's been staying with us. My mother and father, they were in for a bunch of stuff. And they're going back to Florida tomorrow. I go, you going to miss this insanity? Because the kids were screaming or whatever. And she's like, I'm going to miss the kids. And I'm like, well, what the fuck are we? Am I nothing? Is my wife nothing? She's like, no, I'm gonna miss the kids. It's like, okay.
She's had enough of you. How many years?
She's had it's too much.
Come on, she's had her fill of Anthony.
This
whole thing.
I think Anthony is a good kid to his mom, though. Like you're a good son, right? How often do you talk to your mother?
My mother is blessed to have me.
Here we go.
And before you think I'm going to say I talk to her every day. I talk to her roughly once every 2 weeks. And that is the favor that I do for her.
It's awfully decent of you. You can't interrupt whatever's going on down there in Florida with them.
Yeah, I don't want to see who wants to stop a swingers party right in the middle.
She's got to go back. They got to go back to their sex omendiums down there.
Yeah. Speaking of which, can I talk about what you did today? Not detail. My wife, hold on, let me take this Ray J thing. Before we get to that, do you know how much the contract was? How much they got paid for the sex tape?
$400,000.
So wait. How much Ray J? Was it 400,000? You looked it up. That's not fair. Way to
no, I read this already. I'm sorry.
I like it.
All right. So this was how much? What that the mother promised to give Ray J and Kim?
No, they sold it to a porn company who distributed it.
Oh.
And that's how much each one of them got. Each of them got 400,000. But there were 3 tapes. And supposedly, by the way, this is part 2 of it. Part 1 was at the start of, Janine, you could probably chime in here. At the start of the Hulu show. And I think we actually talked about this when Kanye went and got the other tapes and like rescued the tapes to look like a good person and like sell the drama of the Hulu show. It was the other tapes that they knew about it. There was no secret there. Like again, like I said, they had gone in and filmed another fucking thing. So they knew that those tapes existed, but he's sitting there going like, what the fuck are you like? You guys put me up to this. You guys had the idea to sell it. I just literally signed off on it. I was like, whatever. And now everybody's making me look like a fucking asshole. Like I'm sitting here holding hostage, like holding these tapes hostage. He's like, it's not how that went down. And so the straw that broke the camel's back was her on taking the lie detector test, which was total bullshit.
And saying
Right.
that she had nothing to do with the tape.
Yeah.
That is
Sure,
crazy.
honey.
And she beat the lie detector. It's not a lie if you believe it.
Exactly.
That
That
is
is
some
true.
crazy bullshit, though. Don't you think that's crazy?
Yeah, I feel like she's on another level of crazy.
Hmm.
That mother. She's got just
That
her.
mother.
You were right. Her agenda is just money, just making money. It doesn't matter if that's expensive for kids.
Right.
I mean,
Her daughter's
it's gross.
back getting blown out. It's okay.
Whatever it is.
The old comeback line. My wife got a colonoscopy today.
Oh.
Everything all right?
Yeah, everything is fine. She's fine. But I think I'm not sure. I don't know if Bird is in the chat, but am I in a throuple now? I'm not sure. I feel like me, the
I think-
doctor.
Technically, legally, that's what.
Is that a throuple?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, my guess is no. I'm not going to say a bad joke. Never mind.
No, go ahead,
What?
say it now. Say it.
I said my guess is he's the only one that's been there.
Distasteful. You owe my wife an apology.
I apologize, Carl. I didn't want to say it. They made me say it. I
You
stopped
thought it.
myself.
You
I
went
stopped myself.
75% of the way. Now we're gonna
That's
stop.
true. That's
Thank
true.
you. I have to go for my weekly one.
That's what
I
she said.
mean, yearly one.
My weekly what?
Going around the corner to the homeless guy, that doesn't count. He doesn't
Right.
have the medical equipment needed.
So you know it's crazy, and not to get too personal with her, but basically, there was one part that they couldn't really get to, right? So, fucking doctor tells her, she's telling me the story. I can't believe it. He goes, yeah, like I guess from like where right out of the stomach, all the way at the end there, they couldn't get to it. So, because my wife has extraordinarily long intestines. I don't know if I've told you that, like wonderfully long intestines. The greatest, most longest intestines
People tell me
that you've
best
ever seen.
intestines.
Yeah.
Okay.
They tell me I have wonderful, strong intestines. So he goes, there's a little bit, I just need to see better. So I'm going to give you come back in a week. I'm going to give you a pill, which is actually a camera, and you just swallow it. And then you wear this little belt that records it all. And then
What?
we'll just, yeah.
What?
So what is the first question do you think I asked?
Can I have? Is there any way? Do they sell this to regular
And you
people?
put it
This
in
pill?
vagina.
No, what is wrong with the two of you?
In your vagina.
I think I would love to a camera and a pill, and you just see what's going on in it. That's
No,
fascinating.
I go, how does that work? I go, do you have to give it back to him? Like, how does it work?
I think the pill's gone. That's it.
That's what
Camera's
they
done.
said. They go, no, it's gone. That's it. You just go, and it
Yeah.
because I'm like, I don't want to be rich. I've had to crawl through poop once this year. I can't do it again.
We've run out of spaghetti strainers. We can't go through that. I don't think that's so. A pill just goes through, I guess, an infrared thing, and it just that's so weird. That is
Crazy, right?
yeah. Why didn't they just do that in the first place?
I guess they don't. I guess they don't want to do. Like, it's better to do it the other way. And then if they,
All right,
yeah.
more fun the other way.
How many people do you think did not follow instructions and just try to put it up their butt?
Probably a lot. There's probably
Yeah.
that moment where they're like, "You swallow this. This
Selfie.
gets swallowed."
Yeah, say it back to
Selfie
me.
time.
I want to know. Make sure you understand. Just say it back. You swallow this.
But there's probably
I
people that are
swallow
like
this.
calling their loved ones, going, "He wants me to swallow it with my ass. Why was he saying it like that? It's so weird."
Yeah, that's
Which
so
hole
the
do I put it in?
so the belt. What the belt is like a transmitter, a record. It's like a little computer.
It's like a receiver.
Paul,
Yeah.
members only colon footage.
And you don't see it. You give the belt back to the doctor.
Yeah, and like, can you watch that too?
That's a good question, Cuddles. 2 questions on the table. Can you watch the footage that he gets? And can we put it in the members only area?
Also, Also, can you have sex with it in you?
Can you have sex with the pill camera in you? Yes, it's in her intestines. Do you want us to try?
Also,
Let me see if I can poke it.
I have another question.
Yeah.
If she's too, some people are scared to swallow pills, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I were her, I would ask as a joke if, say, she should call up and say, listen, I really am not fond of swallowing pills. I can't do it. Is it okay if my husband puts it in his penis hole and then just puts it up my butt?
Oh, good question.
Thank you.
These are all very important medical questions, by the way.
Janine thinks this is a fun little game we could play, wherein you call the doctor and say, "I'm afraid to take pills. Can my husband put the pill camera in his penis hole and just shove it up my butt?" She turned it down. I thought she'd think about it for longer though. Also, I think it would have trouble traveling in the direction we wanted to after.
I think gravity helps a little.
Even though I do come with the thunder, as I've been known to.
That's gross. I think that's the worst thing you've ever said.
Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life, and I'm now physically sick.
That's from Bad Boys. Remember? What's his name?
Nobody remembers it.
Goes, when I come with the thunder.
Nope. Nobody remembers it. We all are thinking about you now, and it's disturbing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh boy.
I would love members only colon footage. Okay, I will say this, and this is I feel like we're gonna have to give a testimony after this statement. But Frank and I went to an all boys Catholic high school.
Oh God, here we go.
And
I don't like where this is going.
Our health teacher showed us.
Oh, that's right.
His colonoscopy.
Yeah, here's an idea. Let's bring the health teacher. Let's bring a footage of the inside of my colon and show it to a bunch of kids in
Stop lying to them, Frank. It was live. He did it live in the classroom.
Well, just to be more accurate, I guess. I mean,
with one of the students' fingers. Remember Billy?
He put the pill on his finger. Man.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what though, like having now we're all adults here. We've gone through colonoscopies.
Not me.
Have you had a colonoscopy, Frank?
No, not yet.
Oh, no, just you two weirdos have been going since you're 26. Go ahead.
Yeah, you guys go family vacation. That you guys just go a couple of times a month.
Right.
What's weird is this podcast still has an average of one colonoscopy per host, even though Janine and Frank just admitted what they admitted. But the point is that how old are you in high school? 17. We didn't have no fucking 16. We had no idea. It was still like a weird thing, but I'll never get that footage out of my mind.
Thank God I never saw it. I wasn't in that class.
Weird.
Oh, and then he goes like this. Oh, and I was awake the whole time. That's what disturbs me more than anything. Who sits there and goes, I'm a health teacher. I'd like to watch this. Please don't give me anesthesia. Who the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know. It was. I heard the story. I was not in the class for that.
You weren't in that class?
Old boys.
I didn't know, but I remember hearing the buzz around school about that, and it was odd. I'll say that.
Yeah, the day a teacher shows you the inside of his asshole is the day that there's buzz around the school. That's for sure.
That's a bumper sticker.
Okay,
Yeah.
Just want to clarify. For a colonoscopy, it's okay, but besides that, it's not, right?
What?
If a teacher shows you the inside of his asshole.
I'm not sure.
Apparently. What's her name? Who was it on TV? That one of the morning show people on TV.
Oh, yeah. Katie Couric.
Was it Katie Couric?
Yeah.
She did that on morning television. She had.
Wait, was it Katie Couric or Katie Couric? Because then I think she squeezed out of
Katie Couric
coffee from her
just
ass.
a little bit though.
Yeah.
From one cup at a time. She did. Katie Couric, yeah.
Katie Couric.
Couric.
Speaking of coffee, Jumpstart Coffee Company, proud sponsor of our little program here.
Yeah, when we talk about colonoscopies, it's all good stuff.
Yeah.
They must be very proud.
Here's the thing, little known fact. You have to drink clear liquid before you go into that. You can only have Gatorade. You can only have water, like yellow Gatorade. You can't have anything red. You can have coffee or tea. Cuddles was sucking down Jumpstart Coffee Companies.
You could have coffee before?
You can have coffee.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And so because you can't eat anything like 24 hours in advance, you can only drink clear liquids. So Cuddles just had a bunch of Jumpstart coffee companies, and the doctor said to her, he said, "You have one of the nicest colons I've ever seen." She goes, "It's because of Jumpstart coffee. Cleared
Can't
everything out."
Go ahead, disprove it.
Yeah, she
That's
goes,
our
right,
challenge.
exactly.
Let's
You've
see.
got one. You got one of the most wonderful colons ever. She goes, "I have to thank Jumpstart Coffee Company. It starts with them."
It's the medium blend, is what
It
helps
is the
with that.
medium blend. Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. Save 15% when you buy the coffee with the promo code AOA15 and the link in the description below or on the homepage of anthonyonair.com. Of course, you can do the subscribe and save where you get as much coffee as you need delivered to your house every month. Of course, I'll have to order a whole new thing because it was 24 hours of coffee for Cuddles. That's all she could have. But she lived off of it. You know what? She looks better today than she ever has before.
I'm surprised she wasn't wide awake for this, unless it was decaf.
They had to give her a little. No, it wasn't. They had to give her extra anesthesia.
A frying pan over the head.
Yeah.
Something.
They're like, we gave you enough anesthesia for a sumo wrestler. She goes, again, I have to thank Jumpstart Coffee. It starts with them.
Did she have the colonoscopy blend?
Did you have the colonoscopy blend or the medium roast? Which one was it? Okay, medium roast.
I stole Aaron C's joke.
Yeah.
You stole my
did?
joke.
That's all right. You give credit. In the link in the description, by the way, is the video of this woman getting a fucking snake pulled out of her ear.
Come on. Can I take a guess here? Australia.
I don't even know where it was, to be honest
Because
with
the
you.
weirdest animal things seem to happen in Australia. The giant spiders, sharks, all these snake things. It's 9 times out of 10. I feel like it's Australia, but I don't know.
It's so disturbing. I mean, we can't really show it here. It's so disturbing. This little snake, they're yanking it out of this young woman's ear, and its mouth is open. Here's what bothers me the most about it. The doctor is like gingerly trying to get it out with little tiny snip. Get a fucking
yank the fucking thing out.
Yeah.
The slower you go, the more it's gonna bite, I would imagine. The more you're messing with it.
I think it's a thing where you can't. The eardrum, you can't.
I guess if it's latched on, if it's holding on.
It's because, and this is really, ugh.
Go ahead.
Roaches will often go in the ear, and they have to be gentle because it can go deeper into your ear.
Oh, how deep?
Deep.
As deep as your love, my friend. Learn that from
How
the Bee Gees.
deep is your
love? How deep is your... Okay.
That's what she said.
This
is disturbing. I've seen videos of spiders in people's ears or little bugs, whatever. But a snake, this is the first time I've ever heard of this.
I don't know. It got in there ass first. I don't know how that even happened.
Wiggles itself backwards. I don't know. Or it went in... face first and then spun around somehow.
I'd rather a snake in my ear than a roach.
Snake or a roach? I mean, if I had to pick, probably
Let me tell you something what I discovered on Thursday night. There is a show, I think it was on Netflix, maybe Hulu, about these two dum-dums that offer their bodies up to get bitten by snakes, stung by bees and hornets, and bitten by spiders as well.
Why?
It's just
like some kind of ritual thing.
No, it's just they want to make a show.
Oh,
I could barely watch it, and I could watch anything. I could barely watch this. Because I have such a fear of bugs. You know me.
Yeah, but bees? Bees aren't as gross as a roach. Bees, they just sting. And they don't freak me out as much as a roach or a spider or something.
They don't freak me out as much, but I still don't like them near me at all. I'll scream and run like a little bitch if there's any near me.
What about snakes?
Snakes don't I don't know why. Reptiles.
Don't bother you or do? Yeah, me too.
A snake doesn't bother you, but a bug does. That's
bug,
backwards.
Yes, an
because a
8-inch
bug,
snake.
bugs are like they have the weird antenna going around and everything, and they just got those little good faces. Oh, can't.
Hold on. What if it's a
Bugs freak me
red-headed
out.
snake?
But
Oh,
no, it's what's that?
hold on, maybe a red-headed snake.
Oh boy, that's see
Ugh.
now. Then you got a problem.
You're not afraid of him, but you just don't trust him. Is that
Right.
it?
I don't trust them.
Got it.
Shifty.
I did the only time I ever really feared snakes. Sounds gross. That's what she said. Was I did a Spartan race, and we had to do a mud crawl. And
I
from
remember that.
behind me, I heard someone say, "Mud crawl under barbed wire." Barbed wire. Heard someone say, "Yeah, there was a snake right over there." Well, let me tell you something. I got my ass out of that thing so fast.
That'll make you move.
I definitely got scratches because of that snake. So,
If there even was a snake,
right.
could have been that. Was the woman who yelled at? Was she redheaded? Did she just yell at?
Yeah,
mess with you?
exactly. There you go.
All right. See.
Excellent point, Frank. Excellent point.
No.
My wife is so terrified of snakes. When we were walking the kids to the bus for their first day of school, we passed a crushed old coiled rope, and she's like, "Look at that, it's a snake in the middle of the road." I'm like, "That's a rope."
There was this story back in our old neighborhood. There was a pet store. This was a long time. The pet store is long gone, but there was a pet store next to, or shared. It was like connected in the same row of buildings as this grocery store. And there was a woman leaving the grocery store with her paper shopping bags, and a snake fell out of the ceiling and landed right in the shopping bag.
No.
Yes.
Wait, fell out of the ceiling of the grocery store?
Of the grocery store. It got loose out of the pet store, went into the building somehow, in the insides of the building, and dropped from the ceiling right into her bag.
Jesus.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a story that went around the neighborhood for a while.
Hmm.
Yeah, fun stuff. No, but snakes. My brother had a snake for a long time. He was
it
very
4
friendly.
inches?
No comment. No, it was friendly. His name was Snake Boy.
Oh, very original.
Yeah, I think his kids, when they were very little, I think they named it. I'm not sure. But it was a good snake. He was very friendly. When we went over there, you pick him up, hold him, he'd crawl all over you. Very friendly, and I have no problem with snakes. But I don't want them in my ear. That's just a. I mean, I don't. Let alone the creepiness of it. But I imagine there's got to be some kind of damage that they could do in there. Like what are they doing in there? They going to the bathroom? Are they chewing? Are they biting? What are they?
Oh,
Can't
It's
be
got to
good.
come out at some point because it grows. I'm sure and it would come out on its own eventually. But how long is that going to take?
yeah.
I don't know.
Gotta
And
eat.
like, if you watch this video, like, the guy struggles. The guy never gets it out.
Oh,
It doesn't
I don't
come
know how-
out by the end of the video.
It doesn't come out by the end of the video. Yeah,
Ah,
not at all.
is the woman awake?
She's
They're
awake,
pulling
and
it out,
she's
she's
just
awake.
laying there calm as hell.
Oh.
I can't understand it. I cannot
Oh.
understand it. It's freaking disturbing.
Do we know what kind of snake it was?
A scary one.
Um,
So speculation that SNL is coming to a conclusion.
Ooh.
This is rabid speculation, by the way, but from a cast member. So we all talked about the SNL shakeup. We knew all the people were leaving: A.D. Bryant, Pete Davidson, Kate McKinnon, Kyle Mooney, not returning to the show. Just an episode ago, we learned about a couple more people that were not coming back. Alex Moffat, Melissa Villaseñor, and one other guy. Also, Ben Affleck's ex-girlfriend, who was a producer on SNL, Lindsay Shukas. She was there for 20 years, and she is out.
Ooh.
So I'm not sure what happened there.
it might just be. Maybe it's time. Maybe they're just ushering in new talent and just like a big new, like an overhaul kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a couple of those names that you mentioned. I don't know about the writers, but, whatever. I'm sure some were good, some were bad. But Kate McKinnon is the big loss. She probably one of the most talented people on that show. I feel you're going to say I'm biased, but I feel like Pete Davidson, not a huge loss for the show. He didn't do much on the show, to be honest. I don't know if he
Except to
wrote.
high.
I don't
Got
know if
that
he
big
wrote.
dick energy up is what he
Mhm.
did.
Fine, but
Got
I don't
that
know if he
big
wrote
dick
anything.
energy.
I don't know if he wrote anything, but he wasn't very good in the sketches. Really, he didn't do much. He was in like 2 sketches here and there, and it was like nothing memorable, just because he was Pete Davidson. But I don't think that's a huge loss. Kate McKinnon's a big loss. But maybe who knows? Maybe they'll bring in new talent and it'll be good. Who knows?
You know what's hysterical is that Kenan Thompson is staying
there?
on the show. Yeah. Still there. In fact, he was the one. So he was doing an interview and he said that he was the one who speculated that the show might come to an end at the end of the 24-25 season because Lorne Michaels will be 80
Oh,
and
wow.
that'll have been 50 years of the show.
Damn.
And he was basically kind of saying, like, can that show exist without Lorne Michaels? Which is interesting because it did from 80 to 85, but a lot of people said it sucked balls throughout that time period because he left for 5 years.
I
And
feel
then he
like
came back and that go ahead.
why can't someone else take it over? Why couldn't Kenan Thompson take it over? He's the longest running cast member, I think, right, of all time.
Yes, he is.
And he's probably, again, along with Kate McKinnon, he's probably one of the most talented people on that show right now.
Why are you sucking Kate McKinnon's dick so hard?
Right.
Because she's great, and so
You
is
love
Kenan
her that
Thompson.
much?
She's the best one on the show. That's all I'm saying.
I think Che and
Yeah, they're good with
Joe's the best.
the weekend update. But outside of the weekend update, in the sketches, the talent, like the impressions, all the characters they do, the humor, I think Kate McKinnon and Kenan Thompson are the best ones.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
Very
I
bold.
don't think it's that shocking or bold. It's pretty.
You just like the way she plays Hillary Clinton and Justin Bieber.
Is that what turns you on?
Look at that
Would you-
range.
Let me ask you a question, Frank. Would you put a camera up your penis hole and put it in her butt if she asks you to?
I don't think she'd ask me to.
Say she.
I think
She
is.
not ask you. She's gonna demand you to do it.
She's more likely to ask you, Janine.
Right.
That's what I was hinting at.
Probably.
Mhm.
She's awesome though. She's great, and Kenan Thompson as well. But he's staying on, so that's good. But my question is, why can't someone take over for Lorne?
Well, who? That's the thing. Who takes over for Lorne?
Will Ferrell.
Anybody that could run. It doesn't have to be. He was never a star of the show. He was never the comic.
Lorne was never a star, but he built the formula for that show.
Formula's made. All I need now is someone to run it and keep an eye on it.
You think he's a dick?
Lorne Michaels?
Yeah, and like written.
No.
No?
I don't think he's a dick. I don't think he's a dick because, okay, let me preface that. He's got a very tough job to do.
Oh yeah.
He brings in like 100 people when he knows he's only going to hire 2. So like 98 people are going to have a story about what a dick he is. You know what I mean? I just think it's the nature of the job. I don't think he's a dick. I think he's peculiar and weird. But you know what? I think that job requires that.
Oh
and
yeah.
The reason why I say that is because, and I've read a few SNL books, like from cast members and stuff, like on how bizarre it is there. That's what makes the book interesting. Like you're reading this book and you're like, I can't believe they fucking do this. But then you're like, oh, this is why I'm reading the book. Because if it was just a normal workplace where they clocked in at 9 and left at 5.
I can't imagine it being like that. Like, if you've seen 30 Rock, it's got to be like that, I'm sure.
Yeah. You know whose book was good? Jay Moore's book was outstanding. His book was so good. It was like he showed up on the first day at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and there was a secretary there, and he's like, I'm a new cast member, and she's like, okay, and he's like, is there like he's like, people will be in, they'll help you, and he sat in the lobby from 9 until about 4:30 when the first person showed up, and they were like, because nobody told him what time to come.
Oh.
Like no, like
I'm sorry, but after the first hour or hour and a half, I'd be making phone calls. Like, what is going on? My agent or someone that hired me, and be like, "Am I supposed to be here at 9? What's the deal here?"
They say that Lorne doesn't even tell you got the show. Like you go in for a second or third, and you go, you do a thing. First of all, somebody comes to see you at a comedy club. That's the start. Then you get invited to audition there. Then if you get asked back a third time, you go into the office with him and you talk. And that doesn't mean that you have it. And if he says something like, how do you think you'll do on the show? Or what do you think we should do here? That's basically him going, you got it. But that's it. He'll just go, okay. And like, because everybody goes, I left the, does everybody see this? What the fuck is?
What is that?
What is that?
A bug of some sort stealing my thunder.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Don't let it go in your ear.
But first, Mr. Krakowian, does anybody want to show their feet? If you send $10 right now, I'll put my foot on the camera. Thank you.
That's bold.
Okay.
Gotta make money somehow.
$10 for a foot shot.
I'll show my feet too. Maybe he wasn't looking for you though. Maybe he was looking for one.
Yeah, be specific next time.
Show me that bear's feet. Put a pencil in between your toes. That is a thing.
Oh boy.
Not that I know.
Is that a thing? How do you know?
I don't know. What?
Okay.
Do you think foot fetish people are kind of like, ugh, I can't believe this is my fucking fetish?
No, I think they're all in. What the hell?
I'd be so disappointed if I had like a weirdo fetish like that. It's too much.
I wonder if I'll get if.
Whoa! All right. Okay. I think.
Fine. Yes, I do.
Definitely does.
If you could look at him and obviously, I mean, it's pretty obvious what the answer is to that one.
Right. My question is, people who have feet fetishes, foot fetish, whatever. Do you get paid more if, say, you hit your toe into something that your roommate misplaced in the house, and now you have a swollen pinky toe?
For damaged foot, I don't know. So what's better, foot fetish people? Is a damaged foot better than a perfect foot?
Right.
That's
what I want to know. That's exactly it.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. Well, maybe Mr. K
it's
here
turning purple.
Answer.
So,
can I admit to something?
What?
Here we go. What's your fetish? Here it comes.
No, this is not a fetish. I'm switching gears. I'm dead honest. I almost forgot 9/11. I came this close to forgetting.
Dude.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
It was like 6:00 at night, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's 9/11!" Like I had no fucking. I threw a birthday party. I threw a birthday party for my child this weekend. I feel like that exonerates me a little bit. You're
a piece of shit because you had nothing to do. Bye.
Nope. No good.
I didn't forget it. I almost forgot it.
At least you didn't forget.
Let me ask you a question though. Did it feel like 9/11 for everybody this year? Because I feel like
it did not.
It was very fast. And I think this has happened. Some years you kind of feel it a little bit more than other years. This was a year that I didn't feel it too much.
I agree with that statement.
I think my feeling for that is, number one, if we watched live TV anymore, I think we'd see more of that.
Yeah.
You know, we're choosing our content more these days, what we see. Number two, it was on a weekend. It was on a Sunday, and people are out. People are doing things. If 9/11 fell on a weekday, you would probably be, you'd probably see more stories and more things.
You think it was a weekday weekend? There are some years. There are some years where I will spend 3 days going into and 4 days coming out of watching documentaries, the fucking movies. Flight 93, World Trip. I'll watch fucking everything. Like I have to engross myself in it. And then there are years where I just can't do it.
Yeah, it was that's true. There are years where you're like, you just want to just get it all in front of you and be like,
immerse
this is
yourself in it. Yes.
Immerse yourself. And yeah, you're right. But I think it's totally am I losing you? I think it's totally understandable to not want to do that, to do the opposite and get a little further away from it, just to keep your mental, you know what I mean? Just to be able to function and not be, you know what I mean? I'm trying to
Hold
see.
on, Frank. I have an important question coming in for all of us here.
Hmm.
Let me get this up on the screen. Oh. From Texas Female 1, all very pretty people. Would you like to have group sex? Jay Sabs, I'll let you answer first.
Yowza.
Hmm.
Well, you missed the
Is that a
follow-up
pass?
question. You missed the follow-up question underneath.
Hold on. Is that a pass?
Uh,
I
think
think
that's a
there's
no.
your answer right there.
Frank, what do you say?
I think I'm out.
All right. See, I was
Thanks for
going to
the
say
offer.
yes, but if nobody else is going to do it, it's not a group. So thanks, Texas, but we'll pass.
That's very nice of you. I'm very flattered.
We're passing as a group there. Oh, here we go, Lisa G. I was also at a child's birthday party. Those fucking things take the life out of you. I mean, the life out of you. And this one we did for my son, Frank. We did it in a movie theater, so we didn't have to do anything. Like we literally showed up,
And they set it all up for you.
brought a cake, they put the thing on. We had to watch the movie, of which I fell asleep for like 7.5 minutes in the middle of it.
What movie was it?
Sonic 2.
All right.
It was a movie that was already like you can pick whatever you want. And in fact, they go like this. My wife they go, call us, tell us what movie you want the week of. My wife calls and they go, what streaming service is that on? And she's like, Paramount. And they're like, you don't happen to have a Paramount password, do you?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? You're a giant movie theater. You can't spring for the sign up for Paramount.
Well, they can, but you know what? They have to. Oh yeah, well they have to pay for Paramount. But if they wanted to play the actual theater cut of that, they'd have to pay like $400.
It's a kid's birthday party. Do you have to pay the theater cut?
That's why they're like, fuck it, we'll just stream it from Paramount. But they didn't. They didn't wind up using.
I think if they got up there with two hand puppets, it probably would have been just the same shit.
Yeah, it would have.
A little Sonic.
Yeah, so that was that.
So Texas Female wants to know where the babe. I'm right here. The babe didn't go anywhere. Where did the babe go?
Frank is still right here. What do you fix your
I
screen?
don't understand. What's the problem?
What's the problem? The sexual candy, if you will, is still on the program.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh shit, Frank, we got some Long Island radio drama.
Yeah, I don't understand radio. I grew up with radio my whole career. I love radio, but it's frustrating what's going on. Tell what's
Frank
happening?
and I are born of Long Island radio. We got our start at Long Island radio stations. We both worked in the #1 market in the country. We both worked for New York City stations. We both returned to Long Island stations after that. So whenever something like, and we bring it up because I know not everybody's going to relate to the Long Island part of it, but this has probably happened to everybody in their hometown at one point or another, where there was a big story that came out here where one radio station basically fired their entire staff, wiped everybody out. The morning guy, the program director. Who's doing afternoons? I don't even know.
I haven't followed that station's lineup since that whole thing happened.
And you worked at that station.
Yeah, I was there when it all went down, and they got rid of all the on air. They changed everything up. They brought in consultants, and they basically took the station and torpedoed it and said, "We've got a station that's working, that's bringing in great ratings, but I don't know. It felt like the consultants needed to do something. It was change for the sake of change.
Yeah,
they needed to do something, so they said, you know what? Why don't we just totally blow this up?" And they just wiped it out, and they readjusted everything. They took out all the personalities. They changed up the music a little bit, the imaging, all of it. And then, surprise, surprise, it wasn't doing well.
In no other industry, that was the first time they did that. This is now everybody that Frank is talking about, who they brought in to replace those original people who have been there for quite a while now.
It's got to be 6-7 years.
Now they just fired all of them, and they're not like changing formats, shaking it up. They're literally just like, we're just not going to have disc jockeys anymore.
It's just going to be all automated.
Yeah.
Which is very sad. I mean, it's come to there. It's frustrating that the product that goes out on the air isn't more closely guarded and taken care of these days.
Mhm.
What goes out on the air should be, everybody in the room should be like, we got to make this the best. We've got to do what we can to make this the best. When 90% of the room, sadly, is going, well, how can we make money off of this? Well, let's fire people. Let's tighten it up. Let's make fewer people do more things. Let's just trim where we can. And that's the short-term solution. But long-term, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. Because if you want a long-term solution, you invest in the talent and the product that's on the air. You make that better, and the money will come afterwards. That's where they're losing their way.
And this is the only industry, and I would love to hear from people if I'm wrong on this, but this is the only industry where unqualified people are allowed to run the business and hire less qualified people to come in and give their opinion about how the business is being run. Wait for it. Spoiler alert. The unqualified people never say the more unqualified people are doing an okay job. They just turn around and go, the personalities are shit and they need to go. That's basically, there's never in the history of consultants, this has never happened where they bring in a consultant, the consultant looks at everything and goes, you guys are doing just fine. Keep it up.
Yeah, everything's fine. What's the problem?
What do you think is going to happen when you bring in a consultant?
They're going to change everything because they have to do a job. They've been hired.
I got to earn a
to make
paycheck.
Changes.
Yeah, I know. I got to earn a paycheck. I can't just say you're fine. Let's get rid of that guy.
I mean, if you see a station, if a consultant comes in, if I were a consultant and I arrived at a group of radio stations and I saw one of the stations was doing great and there wasn't anything that really needed changing, and you felt like, all right, well, I got to do something. Update the logo a little, change a little of the imaging slightly, maybe just modern, just little change. Say, you come forward and go, listen, we looked at all the numbers. I'm telling you the truth here. You don't need to mess with this station too much. You want to modernize it a little in terms of the imaging. You want to maybe change the color of the freaking van that's outside, whatever. But leave the product that's successful. Leave it alone. It's doing a great job. You got because the bottom line. I remember when all this happened. The first thing I was thinking was, my wife and I were talking about it. I think my wife was saying, people can go literally anywhere for the songs that are played on the radio. You could go. People don't turn on the radio. They do. They turn it on. They listen to music. But people go to a specific station for the personalities, the type of station, the what you're hearing. It's not just the song. You can go anywhere to hear Foreigner. You want to hear a Foreigner song? Turn on YouTube. You'll hear it. Turn on Spotify. Turn on anything. You could find it like that.
Shh, I don't think the radio people know that.
And it's like, why are we all ignoring that? Number one. Number two, you want to be a successful radio station, you got to offer more than just, here's a song I'm playing for you that you have no choice in. You have to listen to this song for the next 5 minutes. Yeah, that's what radio is. But add more to it. The personalities are important. The imaging is important. Fewer commercials are important. There are stations that do, there's more, the short-term victories are winning over the long-term ideas. And the long-term needs to start pulling ahead.
Pulling ahead, I get it.
Well, that's what she said. But I just think you start thinking long-term, you're going to put more into your product. Radio is a product. People need to start listening to it more. And if you want people to listen, you got to offer them more than just, here's Foreigner and nobody's talking to you about it.
Oh, but Foreigner is good, especially when it's played on the home of rock and roll.
Oh, well, if it's the home of rock and roll, then you're good.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. You talk about, you make all valid points, and personalities usually do win out. But the issue is that the industry is like basically training people to not be personalities. Like
Yeah, I
my
don't get
entire
that.
career, all I was told was to just shut the fuck up and play the music.
Play the
And
music. Keep your talk breaks to 10 seconds.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
what?
And I had to fight that my entire life, and I won every single time. But at the end of the day, it's fucking exhausting
It's
to be like,
unbelievable.
yeah. And then when so that they get this thing where okay, let's
What?
but you get people that are just blah, and then they get fired, and you're kind of like, I'm of two minds here. I'm like, the company is fucked up because, like you said, they're not investing in the product, but at the same time, this guy's been turning out vanilla dreck and shit for his entire career because he's probably been beaten into it, you know?
Yeah, that's you play it safe is a big. I feel like that's that's a catchphrase of radio is play it safe.
Yeah,
And too
but
many stations play it safe.
I mean, that industry is just dying. I'm sorry, but it's just dying.
I love the industry, and I don't want it to die. I want it to keep going, and it just needs people to, again, look at what we're putting out on the radio and make it more interesting, more exciting. The more personalities, the better. The more, and I also there was a time when radio personalities were looked at like movie stars. It was like, oh, this guy's going to this place. Let's go meet. I can't believe he's hosting this concert. He comes out on stage with big applause. It's like just it's like there's less magic to it these days. I feel there used to be a magic behind radio that was there. I don't know. I'm sure it coexisted with TV and everything. It's not I think maybe the internet, but radio used to be this majestic thing that people looked at and was like, wow, this is a cool thing to listen to. And I don't know, we've lost some of that passion. I feel like the passion's not there anymore for a lot of people. Now, there are handfuls of people in certain places that are like very passionate about it, but they can't be heard and they can't, you know, do what they feel, they get held back. And it's not beneficial to the industry, I think.
I want to just say Jim Douglas is one of the guys who got fired. A real pro.
Yeah. It's been in the industry for a long time.
Fucking guy used to show up. I don't know if he still did it, but when I was working at the same company as him, this motherfucker would show up in a fucking tie with a suit jacket. And this was before really like cameras in the studios were a big deal. And he just like dressed the part. And I remember saying to him, like, I went up to him and I was young in the business and I looked at him and I go, Jim, the fuck is wrong with you? And he goes, nope. He goes, this is a professional job. And if you want to be treated like a professional, you dress like a professional. I was like, all right. I mean, he got fired not that long after that, but I love the old school attitude. And I did.
Yeah, well.
He got fired from this company, left, went back. No, wait, he left to go to the city, I think. I thought he was fired once before. Anyway, he went back there and he got fired again. Yeah. That's just shitty when you can get fucking fired twice from a place. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such shit.
With radio, it's like you're brought in, you do a show, then they change the show, so they don't need you, they get rid of you. Then their format changes, you change in the process, maybe a couple of years go by, you resubmit, you go, all right, we'll bring you back. It's like it's a weird, radio is a weird little community that everybody kind of knows each other and everybody's always interchanging in every market, and just everybody knows each other, and it's all like a close knit industry, very tight knit.
I can count the good people in radio on one hand.
Good as in talented, or good as in like nice?
Both.
One
hand. And I'd still have 3 fingers to grab something with.
That's messed up.
No, there's very few people.
There's few. The old school ways. By the way, for that.
Just to show you how fucking stupid this is, they fired the goddamn traffic girl. Okay, the fucking girl who goes, yeah, the LIE is congested. They fucking fired her. Like, that makes it. How much could the fucking traffic girl have been making? That they're saving all this money.
Yeah,
which, by the way, Brett Levine is a sweetheart. I think she was. I know she was like the news person there, but I think they downgraded her off of that for a while and just basically relegated her to just reading the traffic reports, and now they're like, I know, we'll save a couple bucks by fucking firing the traffic girl.
I remember back in the day when they started letting people, when that whole big thing happened, and they started letting people go and everything, and I was like, it's gonna be one day. It's gonna be there were at the time there were maybe 50 people in that group working,
Yeah.
hired employees. And then I was like, one day it's going to be 4 people, and they're all going to do every job. There's going to be one salesperson. There's going to be one program director who runs all the stations. There's going to be one production guy and the owner, and that's going to be it. That's all. And everybody's going to do every job.
And it's sad, and that's what it's become. It's like, when you go to a restaurant or you hear about a restaurant, and because they're not doing so well, and then they start getting like the shittier cuts of steak, and they try and cut corners on the food, and then it just gets progressively worse. That's what radio is doing. They're just like, well, we're not doing that great, so we'll keep ruining the product until it's just fucking done.
We'll keep serving up frozen dinners to everybody.
And what's crazy is here's what's crazy. And I could tell you about this fucking firsthand. Then you get these executives who come in, and when I tell you, fucking clueless. If there's a handful of good radio people in the industry, there's a fucking fingerful of good executives that are not on the air in the industry. I mean, there's fucking very few. And then they come in and they don't give a shit at all. And they just go, oh, I want $125,000. And I'm going to turn this place around for you. And then they proceed to make one excuse after the next until 6 years go by. And you go, this guy hasn't done a fucking thing. How is he? And his whole job, much like a consultant, is to just get all the milk out of the cow as possible. Doesn't matter that you're going to leave that thing fucking dead on the side of the road. That is not your problem. Just get rid of the fucking, just milk it for all you can and then move on. And then you have all these talented people that are out there like literally working their ass off, but they sit in an air-conditioned office and pretend like they're a boss and know what the fuck they're talking about, and nothing ever changes. And nobody can see this. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's rare that you get. Can I talk about where I mean, I happen to be happy.
You don't have to. I wouldn't.
No.
You could give props. I mean,
I'm very happy where I work. I like the place. I like the people. And it's a radio station, and I love it. But I just think radio as a whole, overall, needs a little more passion. People I work with, very old school, passionate people, and I love it. We talk all the time. It's great stuff. But I just, and you're bringing in, it's cool. It's funny because you bring in all these new people. They come in, they're interns or the crew people, and they're so excited and passionate about it. And then you got the older people who've been there, and it's like, maybe reignite that passion. Get back to the way you were when you first started. That's the passion we need.
Pet wellness coach. My husband was a part-time jock for a big station. Great jock, there for over 10 years. Pandemic hit. They furloughed all the part-timers. They never heard back from the station again over 2 years later. Never officially. That's the shittiest kind.
That is messed up.
We've told shitty jock. The shittiest firing story I ever heard. A jock goes into the break room on a Saturday. He's been there for fucking 30 years, 40 years at the station. Looks at the bulletin board in the kitchen and sees, "We wish Jim Smith well in his new venture." That's how he found out he got fucking fired. Nobody
Get
told
the hell
him.
out of here.
It was hanging on the fucking.
Are you kidding me?
What's going on here? Oh shit! Nobody told you.
Oh, come on.
It's like Office Space. We fixed the glitch.
Yeah, it's just. Oh my god! Did you know this person?
I didn't know them personally. Somebody told me that story.
Oh,
yeah. Shit.
Again, I love radio. I think that the passion, some of the passion is just gone. It's again, long term. You need to think long term goals for radio. You want it to exist for a long time. You just need you need to invest in the talent. You need to invest in the product that's on the air, because that's the long term plan of it. That's where you look at it and you go, all right, we'll build it. We have to go back to building audiences, not just not begging for new people. You build it. You show an interesting product. You got to offer something different, and a personality is a good way to offer something different.
But you know what though, like, and you know this. First of all, we know somebody who's a great person and very good. Doesn't have, I don't think, the say to make the changes that he wants to make.
No,
It
I'm
seems
sure.
like the good ones can't really. So I know another person, right? And I'm not going to say who, but I'll tell you this story, and it's going to beef me up. But I'm not doing this for my ego. I don't need that. But this person calls me up and it goes, "Listen." So what's funny is somebody got fired, and so now they've taken that person's responsibility and lopped it up to four or five different people. And so the part that this person got was hiring talent. So he calls me up and he goes, "Listen, there's no bullshit. We've known each other for a long time. I've never worked with him, but I've known him for a long time." And he goes, I want you to, I have the okay to bring in part-timers, and I would love to get you in." And I'm so flattered. And I honestly respect this person so much that I wanted to do it just to make them happy. But I don't have the time, with the kids and this and everything. It's just, there's no real time for it. But he said to me, he goes, "Listen," he goes, "what you have is what we are lacking in this industry right now. And it's what we need to survive. And that's why I want to bring you back."
That's what I'm
And
saying.
I said to him, I go, "Man, you're going to be fucking okay." I go, "If they just leave you the fuck alone," I said, "they should just put you in charge of everything and they'll be fine."
Yeah.
Because if you can identify that but the problem is I feel like they never really let guys like that have the
Advance.
keys to the car.
I don't know why that is.
They'll get response. Like this guy is he's very prevalent, very powerful. He's got a lot of responsibility, legend in the business. He gets to make some calls and everything. He gets his little areas, but you need a guy like that up in corporate that can be like, "I need more of me to get more people of what I'm trying to. I know what we need. I need more people like me that are willing to go out there and find those people and get it and make it happen." It doesn't seem like anybody's really willing to do that.
You know what it is? And I love salespeople. I love, a lot of great people, and I can't really blame them. They have to make a living. I get it, but sales seems to run the show. Sales dictates what happens on the air.
How
for the
does
most
sales
part.
dictate?
That's here it is. But in most cases, I can't say all the time. But it's the sales plays a huge part in it, and I feel like the people who run the radio station, the way higher ups, the owners, whomever, uh, and I have to say, where I work, different. It's not like that. I would tell you, it's not. It's a different kind of thing, and I'm grateful for where I am. But radio overall, where I worked before, the people who ran it, just looking for to make the. Can we make the sale? Great. Is it gonna screw up what goes on the air a little bit? A little bit. Well, then no. I'm sorry. But
Do you remember the day? Because Frank and I both worked at New York City. So, okay, get to the #1 market, right? And you're so excited. And I walk in and I go, "Man, I'm going to just take this all in. I'm going to fucking learn. I'm going to figure out, how to really be in this business." And maybe it was 3 or 4 weeks in. And I remember that feeling when I was like, "Oh shit, these people are idiots, just like the other idiots I worked with. Like they're not special in any other way." It's some
it's
of
a
them
job to a lot of people. It's not a passion or a career to a lot of people.
are just lucky to be there. It's timing wise. They just right place, right time. Some of them are talented. Some of them I learned a lot of stuff. We've all learned lessons. I say this all the time. Frank and I work for this guy, and his name was the Wise Man. You could look him up on Long Island, right? I get to my first gig with him. He's doing an appearance at a pool store. Guy gets on the microphone. Now this is like on a Saturday. He's not on the radio. He's just there. So like they put these personalities at these places and hope that everybody comes down to want to meet them, and then they're going to buy a hot tub. Okay. And we show up, and I'm like, I wonder. Everybody's telling me this guy is a big deal. So, and I don't know him, but I get the job, and I go and show up, start setting up. Okay, it's early yet. There's nobody here. Nobody shows up. Literally one fucking person shows up who was like a super mega fan. But this guy got on the microphone, Frank, at the store and talked on that microphone to no one. Like he was addressing the joint session. Like he was fucking talking to Congress. Like there were like he was warming up the crowd for the Olympics. Like there was 1,000 people there. And
was one. Yeah,
didn't stop for 2 fucking hours. And I just remember that was such a lesson. And I was like, this guy doesn't care. He's going to give it his all. And it doesn't
Every
matter
time.
who's fucking listening.
He does it every time. He's the guy that coming up in radio, I followed. I was like, this guy this is one of the passionate ones that wants to be here, wants to put out a good product, wants to make everyone excited about it. And he wants to make it unique. That's where this all, he's a character, and that's what we need, characters on the radio. We need personalities people can remember, people can relate to, people can get excited about.
One of the great characters in our business. And by the way, I say that nobody showed up not as a slight to him. It's a fucking hot tub store. You know what I mean? Like
either you're in the market for one or you're not. But it's the point of those. The point of those things is to get more advertising out there. It's another way to give the hot tub store or whoever you're there for more airplay.
Because he would show up at a restaurant or a bar or something, and there'd be a lot of people there to see him and
absolutely
hang out
take pictures, give out prizes, the whole thing.
Yeah,
and that he is to this day, still one of the most passionate on-air talents. Puts everything he's got into it, and I learned. I still to this day learn a lot from him.
I will say he still captures my attention today.
That's what it is. He's the guy.
Whether
grabs
good
attention.
or bad, sometimes he
whatever it is.
Sometimes I can't take my eyes off him.
He's a show. He puts on a show. And
yeah,
that's
he
what we
does.
need. We need more of that. We need more of that in radio. I'm all for it. And that's, it's lacking in this industry. And I think more of that, the better.
Listen to this, Pet Wellness. After 2 years, my hubby gets a letter from a financial firm. Since you no longer work for X, what do you want to do with the $700 in your 401k? But he still has access to their Facebook account. Yeah, tell him to put some lewd things up. I'm going to send you a picture of Frank's asshole. See if he wants to put it up there. Plug the show.
How did you get that picture?
Don't worry about it. It's a pill and your wife and the whole thing.
Oh, good.
401k is... Dude, 401k is impressive. Okay, I was at a radio station where I swear to you, they were paying the weekend jocks $8 an hour. $8 an hour. And they wiped all the weekend jocks out because they were like, this is cost cutting. And I go,
what the fuck are you saving?
Cost $42 a week? Is that what you're cost cutting?
Unbelievable.
No health insurance. There's no fucking $8 an hour. We got to cost cut. We got to let go of the weekends. What?
You turn off the lights at night, you'll save that money.
Yeah.
That's, what are you saving here? Come on. That's the product. That's the on-air product. And you're putting that's what I'm talking about. Just the care needs to get back into the product.
Meanwhile, Joe Jerkoff, the sales guy, has got a fucking $20,000 a year spending account, and he's fucking bringing in nobody.
Joe Jerkoff, the sales guy. That's a great name.
Like Joe Jerkoff's gonna turn it around. I'm like, take $48 a week out of Joe Jerkoff's fucking expense account. I'm like, the people do their air shift on the weekend.
Maybe he doesn't get the special edition Mercedes. Maybe he just gets the starter package.
Because that's what nobody understands: overnights, late night, weekends. That's where talent develops.
Yes, that's the pay your dues on the air. You pay your dues. You develop your talent. You get comfortable in that scenario, and you develop your personality. And then who knows? Maybe either you do or you don't. But the opportunities to move up come, or they don't. But it's talent is hard to find in this industry, and when you find it, you gotta nurture it.
Nurture it like an erection on a fucking 65-year-old man. Am I right, Janine? Oh wait, she's not here. I forgot.
We could all assume her answer.
We got a new iOS, Frank, where you could
A new iOS?
take iOS 16 for iPhone. You can take back your text messages. So if you make a mistake and you're like, oh, I can take that back, you could do it.
Really? How long?
Yeah.
Like could you take one back from like, or is it like a,
I think you get like 10 minutes or something like that. I think
something. That's cool.
Yeah. And I think if the people who get it can see that you took one back, I think you can like look at it if you really wanted to, which seems to defeat the purpose.
Wow. All right. Well, that's just Apple, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then they go like this, and you can edit text if you want. And I go, who's fucking spell checking it? Text is
you just rewrite it. And you just make the correction right after if you have to.
Who cares? I misspell things all the time. I look at something and I go, that's either I misspelled a couple things or it's Swahili. Either way, if the other person can't figure it out, they can fuck themselves.
It's on them. It's on them. But no, I'm in terms of correcting or proper spelling or grammar in a text, if you mess up, you mess up. Or you just correct it in the next text. But taking back a text, that's going to save a lot of drunk texts or dick pics. It's that's gonna save some people. I think that's good.
It could get Tommy Conway another job in radio because he could be like, "Fuck you guys." Let me take this back.
Who's Tommy Conway?
He's one of the guys that got fired.
Oh,
see?
Damn it!
Case in point. Oh wait,
I want to go back to the Frasier days when everybody cared about what was on the radio.
Yeah, this was the saddest part. And Jim Douglas, he fucking knows better than this. They caught up with him. Newsday did the newspaper here, and they asked him like, "Were you surprised?" And this is what he said in a brief phone interview. Douglas said, "I won't bash them, the company, because this is a part of the business. But the thing that got me is that I had just won a New York State Broadcasting Award for the best morning show in a large market."
And it's like, yeah, it's a valid point. You just want to.
Gives a fuck though. Come on, he knows those are all bullshit. What is he doing saying something like that?
It's not. Is it bullshit? Who? Why?
Oh, give me a fucking break. Radio awards blow me. Come on. Give me a fucking break.
How many awards does Joe Jerkoff have?
Joe Jerkoff's fucking packing it in, buddy. He got a lot of awards.
Polishing them off, putting them on his shelf.
Yeah, there's nothing worse in life than a fucking Salesman of the Year award at the local car dealership or even the plumbing supply company. More admirable than fucking radio morning show. Give me a fucking break.
You're an
so
asshole.
Fucking stupid. I was at the office one day. I was doing production, making the commercials and everything, right? So I was doing the show, the morning show, and doing that. I get this thing and it goes, somebody comes in and goes, the Marconi Awards or whatever it was is like, we're up for the Marconi Awards. And I was like, wow. I was like, what's the deal? And they're like, well, we have to, you have to submit. And I'm like, submit? I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, well, if you want an award, you got to like.
Well, yeah, that's any award though.
It is like even the Oscars do that.
Oscars,
shit. Like, even the
Tonys,
Oscars do it.
The Emmys. You got to submit your piece, whatever.
So I go. Now I'm curious. I go, okay. I'm like what? Let's say I want to be, morning show of the year or fucking commercial guy of the year. They're like, well, you send in like 6 or 7 things, and I go, so I got to sit here and do more fucking work and cut up stuff and then send it in and hope that I win commercial of the year. They're like, well, it's a prestigious thing. I'm like, get that out of my fucking face. I'm like, I don't want to have anything to do with that. And then they go like this, you make great commercials. I go, anybody with a half an ounce of fucking talent can make a fucking commercial.
You are just demolishing.
Oh, come on. It's the God's honest truth. Look, I respect all these people. I was one of them, but give me a fucking break. Who read the Midas commercial better? Who put the car noise in there? Like, fuck off. Like, how could you even judge that? What difference does it make? At least with an acting performance, you can see the work. You'd be like, holy shit. I feel like I'm looking at so and so here. I didn't think I was even looking at the actor. Can't see the actor
Yeah,
anymore.
but isn't it nice in an industry that there's a little bit of a lot of people work thankless jobs. They don't have they don't get an award or they don't get a raise or they don't get this or that. Isn't it nice that there's an industry at least they're
No.
saying thank you and good job, a little pat on the back. No, it's
Pat
not nice.
themselves on the back? No, I
Not
don't think.
themselves. It's an organization pats you on the back.
No.
You're not a fan.
And I have a story about this that I'm not going to tell right now because it is so fucking startling. You won't believe how embarrassing it is. But I will share it one day with it.
You can't tell it now.
I can't tell it right now, but I will. And it's because some people that I still care for are still there. But once that all subsides, there will come a day where I will tell you a story and you will not fucking believe it. You will not fucking believe it. But it also goes back to, the fucking Emmys. Emmys are a load of bullshit. Okay. Somebody I know, I worked for somebody who had a bunch of them. And I'm in a fucking, you hear like, Emmys, primetime Emmys. Then you realize that there's daytime Emmys.
Yeah.
And like, here's the thing. Everybody wins a fucking everybody wins a daytime Emmy. There's only 3 weather people in a market. Like at some point over the course of 4 years, guess what? It's going to be your day to win the fucking weatherman Emmy or the traffic Emmy. You know what I mean?
Well,
or
locally maybe, but like when they do the regular Emmys.
Right. But that's the primetime Emmys. That's the problem. They have the local Emmys and the daytime Emmys. And listen, people that are doing really good work are getting those things. Like there are some documentary people out there that have got 1 local Emmys, and I credit the fuck out of them. They're doing great. But, Jim, and today's news is the fucking, blah, blah, blah. Like, give me a fucking break. So I swear to God, somebody I know sent me a picture. He worked in a building. This is when I was in New York. He worked in a building where the Emmys were, like the Emmy office.
Mm-hmm.
He gets
is
off
this
at
the story?
He gets off at no, this is not the story.
No, okay.
He gets off at the wrong floor and he walks into this room and there's 500 Emmys just strewn about. And he's like, what the fuck is this? And somebody works there and goes, yeah, everybody gets one. It just keeps walking.
Well, it's everybody who's involved in, like, if the show wins a lot, or the production team wins.
But this wasn't the primetime Emmys. That was the local daytime New York Emmys. Well,
that's a different, obviously people recognize local as different. The candidate pool is smaller, of course, but if you're talking about it's a different award, the local to the regular Emmys. It's, it's like winning an Oscar as opposed to winning your local, theater troops awards. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
They all have tiers.
Listen, this show will never win a podcast award because we will never fucking put in the work for that. Like if they want to give us one, okay, fine. If somebody turns around and goes, "Oh, I like this, is gonna give this guy an award," okay, great. But we're never gonna be like.
So you're never gonna send in one of our episodes and say, "Consider this for an Emmy" or whatever the fuck.
Never. I think there is nothing. Listen, okay.
Join me next week for Frankie on Air.
Here's the other part of it. We got to go. Here's the other part of it, though. When you win an Oscar or a Golden Globe, that's more money for you, right? Like I'm an Oscar-nominated actor. I'm an Oscar-winning actor. You get more money. It's good for your people, the people who work for you, the people who you work with now.
Right.
Sometimes you'll have somebody who's been dying to make a movie. You just won an Oscar. Oh, I want to make this movie. Boom, your Oscar ass got it greenlit. You get it through, and it's great for everybody. The Marconi Award has never gotten anybody anything.
What? All right. So
Tell me I'm wrong.
I think you're wrong. If you're in radio.
This guy won a fucking New York Broadcaster Award, and he was out on his ass a week later. Nobody gives a shit. Because
they were cut. No, he could probably. That helps. I think it helps your resume if you throw that on there. I won these awards for this and that and this and that. And then if they ask you about it, I got these awards because they,
See,
I think it helps.
I never thought I would never say in an interview, oh, I won this award, because I would always feel like the person interviewing me be like, this is bullshit. Why are you saying this? Like, clearly you're not qualified.
See, because you're a pessimistic bastard. Yeah.
If somebody said to me, I won the fucking Marconi Award for the best morning, I'd be like, great. How's that is that holding your desk down? Like, what is that paperweight doing for you? I don't, because it's not fucking.
This is all stemming from your cynicism. If you were a little more optimistic about things, you would see that, yeah, maybe it's not the Oscars, maybe it's not even the Emmys or a local whatever, but at least it's recognized you were in a pool with a handful of people and you were picked as the better one. At least you won out on something.
Who cares?
Whatever. I don't know.
I certainly don't need somebody else's fucking approval on the job I'm doing.
You'll take it though.
No. Listen,
if they want to give you if someone gives you said it before, someone wants to give you a podcast award, you'll accept it and you'll be like, hey, thank you and whatever.
Well, look, okay. When listener, viewer now, right? Somebody comes up to me, like a listener, or somebody would like write a letter in or write an email like, oh, this was a funny bit, or I really like this. That there is no better than that. That is the greatest feeling 100%, you can have.
Because it's genuine and it's real and it's pure.
A committee of Joe Jerkoffs going, we've listened to all the recordings that we've decided that you're the best one. Go fuck yourself. I don't care what you think.
Man, it's fine. That's fine. You don't have to. Yes, the praise from a listener or from an average person you see on the street who has nothing to do with the industry or whatever, that's priceless. Love it. It's the best thing. But a little pat on the back from fellow radio people is nice every now and then.
No, that's nice. You know what else is a big thrill? Yeah, when somebody in the business would be like, "Hey, yeah, I've been listening to you. It's pretty good. You know, I appreciate what I've had that a couple of times. It is a great thrill." And I've always tried to do that to other people who I respect, because I always like to be like, listen, I was just listening. It's fucking great what you're doing. You know, I like doing that. I think those are big kudos. But again, I feel like those systems are no better than the systems that run the radio business to begin with. And who needs Joe Jerkoff's fucking, seal of approval? Not me.
I like my wife's comment here. Watch you win the Marconi, make the longest speech ever. They'll have to get the hook for you. You'll insist Marconi winner before any name mention. Marconi winner Anthony on air. Here we have Anthony on air. I'm sorry, that's Marconi winner Anthony on air.
I had an idea once to crown myself broadcast. I still might do this. To crown myself broadcasting champion. And I was going to get one of those wrestling belts, like those custom wrestling belts, and just walk around with broadcasting champion. And I was like, I still love this idea. I fell in love with this idea so much. I was going to drop like $375 on this fucking belt to do this. And I was like, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, no, this is great. I'll fucking show up at appearances with the belt. People are going to want to take pictures with the belt. Like, I can make this a whole big bit. And then I was like, it would be fucking awesome if somebody from another station came and like hit me on the back of the head with a chair and took my belt and ran off. Because then we could make a whole fucking bit out of it.
That is a good bit.
It's a great fucking
do it.
Okay, I couldn't find anybody that I really wanted to do it with.
Hey.
I could have done it with you, but everybody would have seen that coming. Everybody knows we're friends. Like, it would have had to get everybody talking about it. It would have had to be somebody that I wasn't really that close to, that they would have been like, holy shit. If I do it with you at the time, everybody would be like, this is really stupid. What are they doing?
Oh, sure. So my inclusion makes it stupid. I see what you're saying. That's fine.
Because I know, but if I do it with somebody at a rival station who I don't know.
Why didn't you do it? You could have called up any other station on Long Island and said, would you want to get into this? Or you call up the program director or the owner. Say, I have this great idea to join radio stations, and just, there's a little fake rivalry going. I think that's a good idea.
Could you imagine the buzz? I mean, the buzz would have been, especially because I was like, we can fucking have somebody videotape it, act like a listener captured video.
Yeah.
He fucking comes up, drills me in the back of the head.
That's my favorite part.
But you need somebody who's got a flair for the dramatic and who can story tell to do something like that. I couldn't. I know, but there has to be like a give and take. There has to be a give and take.
Of course there does, but you get someone on the other. Yeah, all right. I mean, I think it would have been good. You should have followed through with that.
I did a weight loss contest once, and so I was doing mornings, and I was going against the afternoon guy. So, and the midday person was voice tracked from another place. So there was nobody in the studio between me and him. So I left like chocolate bars in there one day and fucking like, hot chocolate and donuts and stuff. And I thought that was the funniest thing. And I tune in at 3:00 and nothing.
He didn't mention it.
Nothing. And I think like 20 minutes in, he goes, "Oh, Aunt left me some snacks, but I had to throw them all away." And I was like,
wow, he made the most out of that.
I get in the next morning and there's a chocolate bar sitting on the board. I took the chocolate bar and I threw it against the wall. I was so fucking angry. I was like, you did nothing. And then you just did what I did back to me and I'm supposed to fucking dance now. I was so fucking angry that he couldn't keep the bit going. I was so fucking pissed off.
I love the image of you walking in, seeing the candy bar, just fucking waiting. It's frustrating sometimes. Oh boy. There, I think that just about covers everything.
Yeah, we were supposed to leave like 3 hours ago. What the fuck?
I don't know. You get talking about radio. It's our passion, so.
Yeah, it is.
So that's what happens. We get
it really is. You think it would be interesting to have radio people on to shit on radio? Here's the thing: people that don't want to be in it anymore might do it. I don't think that the people that want to be in it still are going to do it.
I'm still in it. I'm not shitting on radio. What I shit on is some people in the industry just treating it like a job, regular job. It's not a regular job, and I think people need to get behind the on-air product more. That's all I'm saying. I'm not shitting on the industry. I love the industry. I love radio.
You love radio. I don't know if you love the industry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, how could you? Yeah, you're right. I love radio. That's the passion that we need.
The medium, yeah. But I like that's why I love doing this because I feel like it's just evolved into this. Like this is the next step of it. That being said, there's a great follow on Instagram if you want to. If any of this really interests you, it's the account is Shitty Radio Jock. I don't know who this guy is, but he's in the business and he like puts out all this stuff about like all the things that we were just talking about, but he goes even further. He's like, "Hey, Dylan in Arizona, this guy's a fucking asshole, and here's why." And he just like lists all this shit and like serious stuff from like, "Oh, this guy kind of is a little molesty," to like just this person just fires everybody and just never helps anybody help themselves. He's like the full spectrum. He's a really, really interesting follow. He's
a radio personality.
He was. I don't know if he still is, but Brian the Cannon Bannon, the great Brian the Cannon Bannon, great radio personality, one of the nice people we talked about, one of the talented people we mentioned. He turned me on to him, and we have another mutual friend, Kara, that also follows Shitty Radio Jock. So if you're interested in
I gotta look that up. I gotta find that.
Yeah, and like puts out like just funny ass memes of like shit happening, and
Shitty. What is it? Shitty Radio what?
Shitty Radio Jock. One word. Shitty Radio Jock. A page for radio people. Kindly check your ego at the follow button. Doing the Lord's work. 12.4% of the time. You can tell he's a radio person. The jokes are mediocre, but most of his posts are pretty good.
It's a request. All right, I put in a request to follow him. The account is private.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and you got to get approved. But he'll be like, when somebody bad gets fired, he'll be like, "Look, everybody, this shitty person got fired."
That's pretty great.
Yeah, there was a guy again, allegedly, but here, he puts the stuff out there. This one guy, Greg, I won't say his last name. If anyone you know has been victimized by Greg, don't hesitate to contact my team and me. Please let us know immediately.
Or the police.
Yeah. And now that guy, Greg responded. He fucking was like, this is bullshit. Fuck that guy. And he put the response on his page too. Yeah.
All right.
So whatever. I don't know.
But I put in a request to follow. We'll see if he says it. If he puts me through.
He's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
You got anything
Very
else?
good.
You want to shit on anybody before we go?
No shitting on people. I don't want to shit on anybody. Just want to say, everybody following us, everybody listening, watching, thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. Become a member if you're interested. Join buttons below. Exclusive stuff for members. Anthony,
Maybe we
see you
could
in the studio.
Maybe we could put our real fonts on people in the members only area.
Maybe. We'll see.
Like, he's a fucking asshole. This guy.
That Brian the Cannon Bannon. That fucking guy.
He's one of the best. Do you know that Brian will still message me? He'll message me and be like, Frank sounds really good. He just did this really good. Have I told you that?
You have, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Brian.
He does listen to you. And I always tell him, Brian, get a fucking life. Stop listening to that.
Honestly, don't listen to me.
Yeah, no, he's a big fan of yours.
Good. Appreciate it, Brian.
So there's that.
There is that.
All right.
Again, yeah, give us like this video, share it. We appreciate it.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.